Hey everyone, how are you? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, or Friday as I like to call it. Hey Lady Starfire, thanks for being here. Simply me. I haven't heard this Chili's thing yet. Well, I probably actually, let me change the banner because Miss Bullhorn Betty says some pretty disgusting, nasty things in her live from last night. A lot of TMI and a lot of things that I think she's just making up. But I just was reminded about the whole Chili's thing. So she talks about what happened at Chili's in the past. And thankfully, we don't have a Chili's near where I am, so I can't feel disgusted by what she said or have it impact my ability to eat there anymore. But it was pretty rancid. Pretty rancid. Hey, Amac, thanks for being here. I want my baby. Yeah, she wants her baby back, apparently. Oh, my goodness. Hey, Sinner. Yeah, baby back fibs, more like it. Hey, Pookie. Hope you and all the babies are doing good. Simi, thanks for being here. Hey, Karma, good to see you. Yeah, oh, good. Oh, goody. Yeah. And I didn't watch the whole thing because I get very distracted. And it was just, I couldn't believe some of the things she was saying. It's just, it's repulsive. And I haven't done a Betty Live in a while, so I figured I actually had a whole nother thing planned. And then when she started talking about Chili's, I'm like, I've got my next thumbnail. Got it. Hey, Miss Blue, how are you? Long time no see. And now it's saying you've been a member for 12 months, so I'm not sure if something got fixed or what's happening, but thanks again. Purple Haze, good to see you. Hey, Grandma Sherry, happy belated birthday. I think, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday was your birthday. I saw something about it somewhere yesterday, so happy belated. Hey, Zero, good to see you. Tracy Esme, oops, wrong one. Thank you, Tracy, for being a member for 13 months. I appreciate that. Karma, I agree. And it almost is like she's, I don't know, like it's almost like I feel like she just doesn't care. She doesn't have any self-control. She has, again, not to get too personal, but maybe she has some mental health issues. I don't know. But to fly off the handle like she does it's insane. I mean, I can see people getting angry about certain things, but to fly off the handle about something that doesn't affect you personally is just, it's bonkers. It's bonkers. Yeah, I think that's what it is, Sassy. Or she does it to bait people because, again, she always has to be the victim. Everything becomes about her, about, what would have happened to her, like with the attempted assassination on former President Trump. she talked about the fact that it was Mr. Trump, but she always brings it back to, well, if I was there, I could have been injured. I could have seen that. And it's like, what about the people who were there? What about the man who did lose his life? What about the two others that were injured? It's not about you, Betty. And speaking of one of those who was injured in that shooting, one of the two critically injured I had read is going to be released from the hospital soon. So that was really good news. I saw that yesterday. Awesome news. So, and it was the younger of the two, because the older one who was critically injured was, I believe, 74 or 78. And then the other one was in his, I want to say 40s or 50s. I don't remember exactly, but the younger one is the one who's being released. And other good news that I will be talking about later tonight is Maria Gomez Perez, who went missing back at the end of May from Gainesville, Georgia, was located safe in Ohio. And she was with a 34-year-old man that she had met on Facebook. So again, another missing child that Bullhorn Betty chose to ignore, in my opinion, because of her skin color. And two, because it wasn't going to bring in the views and clicks that her current case is bringing in. So that is going to be at 8:30 tonight, right before AMAC goes live. I believe AMAC is live at 10:30 to talk about Big Brother. So those are some things coming up. So really good news coming out. One interesting, before we get into Betty, another case that I had covered was Allison Chow, who had gone missing from Monterey Park, California, and was found just over, actually, I think it was exactly a week. She was found in Glendale, California. Her father has been arrested. And actually, let me bring that up quick. I was like, whoa, what is happening? So we'll just look at this real quick. Hopefully I can see this. This is the LA Times. Usually, sometimes they make you subscribe to read it, but so this case I had covered, Allison Chow, who again was last seen on her bicycle on July 16th, and she was found safe. I believe it was exactly a week later. She showed up at ABC 7 News in Glendale. So father, actually, did I add this? Let me just make sure. Nope, I did not. Good thing I looked. So father of Monterey Park teen who was missing for a week is arrested. And there's a photo of Allison with police officers. Her bike, I had questions about her bike. It doesn't appear that she has her bike. Maybe they have her bike somewhere else. But so it says the father of Monterey Park teenager who disappeared for a week before being found safe outside a Glendale TV station on Tuesday was arrested Friday on suspicion of child abduction and other allegations. Jeffrey Chow, the father of 15-year-old Allison Chow, was arrested on suspicion of child abduction, conspiracy, and falsifying a police report, according to a Monterey Park Police Department news release. Quote, the department's dedicated efforts in collaboration with other agencies were pivotal in resolving this critical situation and ensuring Allison Chow's safety. The department is still investigating the case and declined to provide further details in the release. A Glendale woman, who declined to give her name out of privacy concerns, told the Times on Tuesday that she saw a girl who resembled Allison slipping into KABC offices in Glendale. The woman alerted a security guard who brought the girl back outside. The Glendale woman said that Allison told her she had run away from home and that she didn't want to go back to her mother's. Jose Romero, the attorney retained by Jeffrey Chow, said in a Tuesday news conference that Allison wasn't kidnapped and that there wasn't any indication of foul play. Romero declined to comment Tuesday on a video purportedly filmed by Allison the day before she disappeared. The video, which circulated on social media after Allison went missing, shows police officers arriving at a residence and urging Allison to come with them. Romero didn't immediately respond to a request for comment Friday. Annie Chow, Allison's mother, said in a Friday statement that she separated from Jeffrey Chow on March 10th, 2023, and that she requested to share custody of Allison. And again, I will share this. I'm not going to get too much more into it because it kind of goes into the history, but that was something that I did not expect to see in my feed, was that Mr. Chow had been arrested. All right, let me get down to the comments. Yeah, Remy, crazy, right? I was not expecting that at all. Emmy, did you see the girl missing in Nashville the night before last and she walked? Yes, my sister actually shared that with me. Yep, my sister shared that with me, and thank goodness she was safe. And, but it's uncanny how she ended up in the river and then walked out. I mean, it's thank goodness she's okay. Meg, I don't believe mom has been arrested. No, I'm not sure who may have said that, but I saw nothing of mom being arrested. The only thing I see news-wise is that mom spoke with the LA Times. But I don't know exactly when, because this is like, I can't see anything because of ads and wanting me to subscribe. Juju, send me that article because I just Googled that and I put in Allison Chow mom arrested and nothing came up. However, I do see that SF Investigates has a Twitter post. Okay, there is a police report. And of course, I can't zoom in because it's freaking Twitter. Oh, it was May 1st, 2023. Officer, the order was granted on April 24th, 2023. So that was about the same time the divorce started. And if there was a protective order, why did the judge grant her sole custody? I'm going to look more into this, but again, this was okay. So it does say so it was a protective order, but I don't see anything about charges or being found guilty or I mean, SF investigates. He has the police report, but he doesn't have anything else. I mean, right now she's in custody of DCFS, so I would hope that she's safe with a family who can care for her. And I agree. Call me Gina, and thanks for being here. I totally agree with you that she is being used as a pawn because of this contentious divorce. And it's really sad because only the child suffers. Her mom was arrested, Sinner. She was. And she was booked on $100,000 felony charge. I'll send you the link. But I'm not going to get into that now because I need to look more into it. Because again, it was a report. There's nothing. I would assume it was unfounded because mom was granted custody by a judge. The dad, Steve, was asked to help with the case but declined after finding out all the info behind it. Exactly, Remy. That's exactly what I was saying. Since the mother has custody of her, charges were likely unfounded. Yep. Yep. And she's safe. That's what's important. I mean, I have a friend of mine. She was looking for a realtor. And I was like, why is she looking for a realtor? Well, she's going through a very bad divorce. And I had no idea until I found out she was selling her house. Ooh, that actually sounds good, Miss Blue. White beans and rice. I actually bought stuff to make black beans and rice. And I haven't made it yet, but I'm glad you said that because now I'm reminded. And again, without, it was an emergency protective order, without anything. I mean, they weren't tried, they weren't found guilty, they weren't imprisoned. So I would just ask that we not speak ill of family members because again, there's only certain people who know the truth, and we're not any of them. We're not any of them. Ooh, that would be good together. White beans and rice with spicy chicken. I don't eat peppers, but definitely spicy chicken, white beans, and rice. That would be really good together. That would be really good together. All right. So seems like there's a lot of things that I need to look into, but for now, we're going to get to Betty because Betty has been quite bitter lately. And she's been also very boring. I hadn't made a video of her since the TikTok, since she said she was going to sue TikTok and that it needed to be an American-based company so that they wouldn't be able to violate her constitutional rights anymore. And then yesterday, she just out of the blue. I mean, I had watched her in the morning. That was a snooze fest. It was the same old, same old. And then yesterday, she just was like a bat out of hell. Bat out of hell. Hey, Lynn Love and Light. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I had my live initially scheduled for 1:30, but I had to help my sister with some things, and then we went to lunch with my dad, so I just figured I would make it my usual time. Hey, Truth, how are you? Yeah, off the damn reels. Exactly. And I tried to figure out, so I thought when I first saw this, I thought her shirt was from South Park, and it's not. So I took a picture, like a screenshot, and I tried to use Google reverse image search to find what her shirt was. If anybody knows what her shirt actually says, let me know, because she wouldn't move enough so that I could see what the picture was below, or the image was below save the. And so I was like, what kind of shirt is that? I've never seen that one before. Oh my god, she's so gross. Like, she's so gross. All right, so let's take a look. Actually, let me speed her up, because I usually listen to her at 1.75 speed. She talks so slow.
Delilah had a very exhausting day. So exhausting. Like, she was just exhausted today when she came back from her play date. She laid in my lap all the way home. Like, usually she sits there and whimpers while we're driving. She didn't whimper all the way home. She was ready to come home. She was ready to get home. Lickety split. Hey, Jenna, it's nice to see you. We have drama-filled bullshit coming yet again. And we've got receipts. I'm waiting for my mods to get in here, because I got one. Actually, if anybody walks in here, just tell them I will be right back. I need to send myself one more tidbit of information. Give me just a second. We're going to get started here in just a moment.
And notice she's still in bed, which, I would expect nothing less these days. But she's right in saying that Facebook, YouTube is pushing the vertical live stream. It will get you in, apparently it'll get you into the algorithm faster. I have no idea why. So she has her two phones, so she's been showing things. She's using one phone, and then she shows other things on the other phone, because apparently YouTube is pushing that. I only have one phone, so it's not going to work for me, and I like sharing stuff, so I'm not going to be doing the vertical stuff.
And actually, I forgot I did send that to me by email. So I want to go through some of the receipts I have. Good night, or good afternoon, me and you, Miss Lee, Mom, Rebecca, Collier. So, of course, JLR and team, along with Barbecue Lady, have not only, this is what they did. They're like, oh, let me tell you, they need to know what type of people they're being associated with. First of all, I'm not a felon. I have not been convicted of felons like Jonathan Lee Riches has been convicted of. He is a piece of shit that has coordinated himself with J is for Justice, another wide open cooter, right? She had an affair.
Okay, let me just rewind, because I was reading chat. Give me 1 second. Sorry.
And team, along with Barbecue, drama-filled bullshit coming yet again. And we've got receipts.
And so again, she's like completely calm, right? She's talking about Delilah. She's got to send herself something. Just very calm. It seems like she had a good day. I think she had like a pool day. She went to her bestie's house. Delilah got to play with her friends. Good day. And then she just loses it.
So exhausting. Like, she was just exhausted today when she came back from her play date. She laid in my lap all the way home. Like, usually she sits there and whimpers while we're driving. She didn't.
Hey, Shady, thanks for stopping in. I just saw your last video, and very interesting. Very interesting indeed. And actually, if someone could share Shady's link, that would be fantastic. And feel free to share any other links of creators who happen to stop in.
Didn't whimper all the way home. She was ready to come home. She was ready to get home. Lickety split. Hey, Jenna, it's nice to see you. We have drama-filled bullshit coming yet again. And we've got receipts.
Oh, they have receipts. Okay, because I didn't see any receipts. I just heard a whole lot of venom and, spite coming out of her mouth. So I'm happy. I'm interested to see the receipts.
I'm waiting for my mods to get in
Thank
here
you,
because
Sinner.
I got one. Actually, if anybody walks in here, just tell them I will be right back. I need to send myself one more tidbit of information. Give me just a second. We're going to get started here in just a moment. And actually, I forgot I did send that to me by email. So I want to go through some of the receipts I have. Good night, or good afternoon, me and you, Miss Lee, Mom, Rebecca, Collier. So, of course, JLR and team, along with Barbecue Lady, have not only...
And so what's interesting to me, so Barbecue Lady she's on YouTube, but she does the majority of her lives on TikTok. And interestingly enough, the reason I found out about Barbecue Lady is because Betty was on a panel with her. Now, all of a sudden, Betty is not a fan of Barbecue Lady. It's very interesting how Betty seems to insert herself into groups of people, and then when they either they're not a benefit to her, or when they realize what kind of person she is, they kind of boot her from the group. She becomes angry. So now she's against Barbecue Lady. But not long ago, she was, friendly with Barbecue Lady. I'm not sure about Barbecue Lady and puppies. I've only seen her live a couple times, and she's always out eating in restaurants. Maybe that's why she's called Barbecue Lady. I'm not really sure. Hey, Simply Me, good to see you. So this is where all the cool folks hang, I see. I hope so. I hope we're cool. Yeah, Remy. We'll see. And that's what, let me go to StreamYard. So, because people have said, I'm not good at putting comments up, but it's hard going back and forth. But with the laptop and screen share the receipts, it's not, YouTube is putting people in the For You, on the For You page more often if you use vertical screen sharing, if you stream live from your phone. I don't know. I don't seem to have any issues with people, being notified, things like that. But she seems to think that if she keeps doing vertical lives, that she will, be put in the algorithm more and get more clicks and views, which is what she's ultimately out for, even though she claims she's not. And speaking of vertical view, because TikTok is vertical, I think she can't go live on TikTok because she hasn't been live on TikTok for quite some time. So I think when they dinged her, when she said, I'm not going to lose my channel. They didn't ding me. I think they did ding her. And that's why she hasn't been live on TikTok. She's only been live on Facebook or YouTube. I don't know why I keep saying Facebook. On YouTube. Yeah. Hey, Kazi. Yeah, I did see that Savage was live this morning, but I just didn't have time to watch. I think Cats, she isn't being missed is all I will say. Okay. I'm not sure what that means. Hey, Just Jake. Oh, wrong comment. I agree, Just Jake. She did do a good job with the latest video. I actually was watching it right before I went live. Yeah, vertical streams, small channels are gaining thousands of subs from YouTube pushing it. I mean, I'm not going to be pushed because I have one phone and one laptop. So, I mean, I guess I could use my phone to record my laptop, but that just seems counterproductive to me. Or bass-ackwards, as I would say. Wow, interesting, Simply Me. I like to laugh and do shorts. Betty shows up in my shorts almost every morning. Interesting. Uh-oh, is someone not being respectful? Or I didn't see anything disrespectful, but is someone not being respectful? Oh, Kazzy, I'm lost. I don't know what's going on. Well, I'm here to talk about Betty, not Barbecue Lady. I'm just saying, I just made a comment as to how I came to know Barbecue Lady. Bullhorn Betty was fond of Barbecue Lady up until yesterday. And I'm sorry, I have a life and I have commitments that I have to do. I can't, spend all of my time catching up on things on YouTube. That's why I only review Betty, because she's all the time I have. But I mean, if I'm lost, you can definitely help me find my way. She had a barbecue catering business. Thank you, Lady Starfire. I appreciate that. I'm just saying, every time I've caught her live on TikTok, she's been in a restaurant eating. Again, I don't spend all of my time watching everything, so stop promoting misinformation. I didn't say it was true. I said, based on what I observed, that's what I assumed. But see, you could be nice like Lady Starfire and just correct me. Because unlike Betty or other creators, I'm not going to block you. I would say, thank you. I appreciate that. I was wrong. Because again, humility can go a long way in life. Sure can. I agree. Real life is important, and family is important too. Oh, good, Shady. Unsupervised Maniacs has an amazing video coming out shortly too. Thank you for letting me know. I do catch all of her stuff as well. No, Kazzy can stay. I mean, if Kazzy wants to correct me, that's fine. Oh, you block a lot of people? I don't have a lot of people blocked. Mostly all trolls. Yes. Okay. Anyways, now that Kazzy has gotten the attention they need, we will get back to Betty.
This is what they did. They're like, oh, let me tell you, they need to know what type of people they're being associated with.
Kazzy. Okay, I did see that you sent Kazzy to timeout, so I was going to actually block them, because when you tell someone to suck your ass, first of all, that's disgusting. And second of all, it sounds like a personal problem you need to figure out. So Kazzy, have a great time on Block Island. I'm sending you free of charge with a one-way ticket. So have a great day, ma'am, or sir, whomever you may be.
First of all, I'm not a felon and have not been convicted of felons like Jonathan Lee Riches has been convicted of. He is a piece of shit that has coordinated himself with JS for Justice, another wide open cooter, right? She had.
And you know what? Just because Kazzy needs attention, we'll rewind Betty, but I don't know if I can see that comment now though. I don't think I can see it on StreamYard because I timed them out. Yeah. But I did read the comment. It said exactly what I said. That Chronicles can literally suck my ass. Well, gross. Apparently Kazzy and Bullhorn Betty are besties because they talk just as vulgar.
And team, along with Barbecue Lady, have not only, this is what they did. They're like, oh, let me tell you, they need to know what type of people they're being associated with. First of all, I'm not a felon and have not been convicted of felons like Jonathan Lee Riches has been convicted of. He is a piece of shit that has coordinated himself with JS for Justice, another wide open cooter, right? She had an affair on her husband, divorced him, left her children, and then decided to marry another man and decided to go sleep with.
And here's the thing. Why is this any of Betty's business? Why? I mean, she gets pissed off when people talk about her trying to strangle her mother when she was 16 or 17. She gets pissed when people talk about her other charges for trying to strangle other people, for running down the street with no pants on, for getting caught with hard drugs, for claiming she was an FBI agent or that she worked for the FBI to law enforcement. So again, why does she talk about these things? That is none of her business. I mean, it's pretty messed up to say anything of the sort about anybody. Because again, she says she's not drama. She just said it today. I'm a true crime channel. Well, then why don't you talk about true crime and not all of this other fuckery that you seem to engage in? Oh, right, because it gets you 800 to 1,000 people in chat. It gets you the clicks. It gets you the views.
With Jonathan Lee Riches while I was seeing him. So this woman has a hard on for Bullhorn Betty because I called her out and got her in trouble with her.
Apparently, I mean, I hate to say this, but apparently Betty's the one with that physical ailment, because she is just hell bent on going after people because why? You're jealous? I mean, come on.
Her husband. And of course, she lied to her husband like she lied to her prior husband. So there you have it. This is what J is for Justice said. Joe's out. Shamu is in. Change of programming for tonight.
Oh, okay. That's right. Because I did see that Mr. Rogers had to change his live, allegedly because Mr. Petito was being threatened, which, I mean, I don't believe that to be true. I don't really know. I did see some, I saw Shady's video, which if you would like to go watch, I would definitely recommend it, because there is some truth. I'm not part of the Facebook group, The Mysterious Disappearance of Sebastian Rogers on Facebook, which is run by JLR, and Ellie Mae Farmer is one of the admins. I did see some of those comments. I do know that people contacted Mr. Petito. But again, why is it any of their concern? If Mr. Petito wants to join a panel to advocate for someone's missing child and also mention the Gabby Petito Foundation, so be it. Who cares? Who cares? It's not hurting anyone. If anything, it could help find Sebastian. And it's my opinion, that's the most important thing here, is to find this missing 15-year-old. Hey, Lisa, how are you? Let me just look at some of the comments, because when I have Betty on the screen, I see comments on my phone, but not. Yeah, Kazzy. I'm going to have to check out when Kazzy made their page. Leave Cooter. Oh my gosh. Didn't she say she called one of her uncles Cooter? Hold on a second, because I did a video, something in crawfish. That was the name of my video, Cooters and Crawfish. She said she had an Uncle Cooter. Why didn't I remember that before? Yeah, Catfish and Cooter. That's, you know what? Let's take a look at this. Now that she's talking about Cooters, I mean, maybe she's the one with Cooter on the mind. I mean, she talked about it. This was 3 weeks ago.
Okay, well then don't ever come back here again, Mr. Jason. I don't need you here. Trust me, I'm not a clicks and views type of person. I travel this country. Sorry, but people are going to pay attention. And I actually bring facts. Just saying. So it doesn't matter if it's clickbait or not, right? The bottom line is I'm bringing the shit and I'm bringing the facts. And these are the facts. Look at that woman's face. You can't deny real, right? You cannot deny real. It costs zero to be respectful. Well, we deal with children, adult children on here. And they wonder why their children are starting to unalive them. Can't see why. I didn't bring those on. We've got a 17-year-old that literally is going to jail for 40 years for unaliving his mother, putting her in the trunk of his car and driving her across state lines. This is the environment we're in, where parents are unaliving their children and children are unaliving their parents. Just saying. And we wonder where it's coming from. It's probably all the hate on these YouTube streets. Just saying. Are you talking about Uncle Taco? Yeah, I think everybody's, we have crazy names for our uncles when we were growing up and stuff like that, And I think people are throwing, making a mountain out of molehill because of a goofy name that was given to somebody. I mean, we all have. I mean, I've had Catfish, I've had Cooter, I've had, there's been a lot of names over the years, that have been nicknamed. And it's like, if we were able to say like every nickname is something that has to do with, the keto type of stuff, then come on. I got people stretch this crap. They stretch it and stretch it and stretch it and stretch it to make news. That's why people don't like social media. These are drama creators, not true crime creators. I'm sorry. And we have to start differentiating the two. Okay. It's starting to cloud. So I want people to know that this is true crime. We're not into the drama. If they want to be in the drama, then let them be. But we need to differentiate the two. And we're going to be very clear on differentiating the two, because our audience needs to know that there is a sector of drama that gives BS facts and a bunch of narrative-driven hate. It sucks. They're idiots.
So there you go. She definitely has Cooter on the mind. Hey, Misha, I have not gotten to the chili part yet. No. Nope. Hey, sassy GA girl. Bitter Betty has no life, so she's obsessed with other people's business. Bet's always supported JLR until he gave her the distance she deserves. Well, and I think there could be some jealousy there, too. I mean, I'm not a fan of JLR. And it's my opinion that when he covered Danilo Cavalcante and his channel just grew exponentially after that. And he's all over the country covering things. He's not set on one case. I mean, he's covering a lot of different cases every day. So I think there's definitely spite there. Oh my gosh, Miss Blue, thank you so much for gifting 10 memberships. Congratulations, Sassy Sleuth, Curious, Just Jake, Simply Me, Meg, Oracle Crow, Grandma Sherry, Thunder, Lynn, Turtleloo. Thank you so much. You did not have to do that, but it is very much appreciated. And congratulations to those of you who got the membership. Be sure to say thank you. And thank you, Miss Blue, for becoming a member. I appreciate that. She needs to remember defamation in Florida is a criminal offense. Imputing a woman's virtue and accusing people of infidelity is defamation per se with malice. Good point. Good point. Grandma Sherry. BHB sounding randy. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Is that the one, Oracle? Because Sinner actually found that shirt that says Save the Chubby Unicorn, and it looked a little different. So I thought it was Cartman myself. Something about, save something with Cartman, but thank you. I appreciate that. Innocent people from Facebook got put in that video. Yeah, I agree, Chronicles. It was about Betty because, again, it's all about how she's going to be affected. What does she get out of it? And if she can't benefit, then she's going to be against it. Oh my gosh. Hey, Desiree, sorry. Desiree, I didn't see the enunciation there. All right, I am caught up now. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, Meg. If it was a different situation, again, I don't know this person's situation, but what if it wasn't a good situation? Betty definitely could have gotten someone killed or injured or who knows what. I mean, she blurts these things out thinking that she's going to offend someone, but she doesn't realize the true damage that she could cause, or she just doesn't care. And I think it's the latter. She just doesn't care. She doesn't care. Hey, Julie N. I noticed Betty does numerous lives a day. Does she get paid for each one? She does not necessarily get paid for each one, but she does get ad revenue. So if you do not have YouTube Premium, when you watch Betty's lives, the other day it was like, I think it was 4 minutes I had to watch an ad. Like she puts ads throughout her live to try to gain as much monetary income as possible. Hey, True Texan, long time no see. I hope you're well. I hope you're well.
Watch party on JS for Justice Discord. You are a piece of shit, JS for Justice. And trust me, your numbers, I don't care how big you get, when I have enough done, when I'm done with you, you're not going to get 1,300 people viewing you. You are the biggest piece of shit on here that is manufactured.
And again, the video I just showed, the catfish and cooter, she said, we need to differentiate our channel from the drama channels. We need to make sure people see that differentiation. Well, all I see here is a bunch of drama. And so what? Somebody was going to have a watch party in Discord. People do it all the time. Who cares? Who cares? Again, I don't know why she's getting so bent about what other people do. It doesn't affect her. It wasn't her channel. I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
Manufactured so many news articles that it's not even funny. News articles. But let's talk about this, okay? And then listen to this. Now, we got JS for Justice. We have Barbecue Lady out there, which Barbecue Lady is going to get her own in due time. In due time. And I didn't send. Did I send the other one? Okay, you guys are going to have to wait because I got to send the other one to me. So now we're going to look at the one that was just sent from the mysterious disappearance, from the lead person in the mysterious disappearance of Sebastian Rogers, that Ellie Mae disgusting piece of garbage that thinks she's hot stuff on, this is what Joe Petito said. Do you know that these people reached out to him and told him that they were going to dox his personal information?
And again, this is where she said at the beginning of this live, she had receipts. I want to see where that happened, Betty, because I do not believe that Betty spoke with Mr. Petito at all. I think she is making it up, again, because she has to make herself feel the most important. Because again, it's not about Mr. Rogers. It's not about Mr. Petito. It's all about her. All about her.
His home address. They were going to cause problems with his.
And here's the thing. And again, no one should be doxing anyone, but Mr. Petito was in the media. I mean, his daughter was missing. She was murdered. I'm pretty sure everyone probably knows about where Mr. Petito lives because I'm sure the media was at his house during that awful time. But again, what personal information? What? You need to be specific, because right now it sounds to me like she's just making stuff up. They were going to cause problems
with his foundation. They didn't tell him about us. They threatened this man.
They threatened. That's a pretty strong accusation. They threatened him. I mean, Betty threatens people every day. Why is she so mad that someone else got threatened? They're doing what she does. She threatens, actually, probably more than one person. She threatened another creator just before this statement. So again, what she says has no, it goes, for me, it has no bearing. It means nothing. Julie says, I have to agree that it does seem to be about her. Doing sometimes 5 lives in one day, there's never any new information coming from her, so why so many live videos? Exactly. And today, I believe in her one video today, she had something about breaking news. And again, I just saw the notifications, but I was like, there's probably no breaking news at all. I mean, let me just go look quick. Okay, so she did one live, must be this morning, about Sebastian stealing future memories, Tennessee. Okay, so she did a video. That's what I must have seen. She did a breaking news update on Michael Monkey Vaughn. But yeah, I mean, she hasn't had breaking news in her Sebastian videos in a while. But again, it's the same stuff over and over. And I've said it before, and I'll probably say it again. She could be doing so much good with her platform. There's so many cases that need exposure, that need people talking about them. But she says she's not for the clicks and views, but her actions speak otherwise, because she still has not done another video about Taylor Casey, a now 42-year-old missing from a yoga retreat in the Bahamas. She claimed that she was going to make Taylor's case go viral. She hasn't spoken about Taylor since. And again, I know exactly why she hasn't.
Threatened this man that if he came on to Seth Rogers' show, they were going to destroy Joe Petito and his foundation. That is what has been alleged here.
Oh, so now we get, that's what's been alleged here. Well, you said it was true, but now it's been alleged that this happened. I mean, did I hear her wrong? Didn't she say she spoke with Mr. Petito? But now she's saying it's alleged. It's alleged.
Here by Joe Petito himself. It's not
okay, what? It's what has been alleged here by Joe Petito himself. So again, Betty, where's the receipts? Because I feel, in my opinion, that if she is inserting Mr. Petito's name in here, when he has said nothing to the contrary, I mean,
it's not talking about Seth. It's not talking about Tony. They literally threatened.
But so now it's not alleged. It's literally. What is it? Was it alleged or was it literal?
Joe Petito, Jonathan Lee Riches and crew, his just disgusting crew of people. I told Jonathan if he stepped in this case anymore that I was going to sue him. And so now I
Oh my God. I mean, I told Jonathan Lee Richards if he stepped in this case anymore, I was going to sue him. Like, what?
I am going to sue him. I have claims against him for a very long time. And this
What? I have claims against him for a very long time? Hey, Glow, how are you? Yeah, Miss Blue, she's something. Oh my gosh.
this last little dig from him and his people, I am going to sue him in Pasco County where he lives.
What is she gonna sue him for? What is she gonna sue for? I mean, again, I don't know like the minute details. I wish Kazzy was here to tell me what the details are, but for what? You can't.
Not Tampa Bay, Pasco County in Port Richey. That's where the man lives. That's where I'm planning on suing him. And
all right, let's see it. I mean, you got your other paperwork, filed. You got your next court date is very soon. And I'm one thing I will say is I'm very glad that the lawyer for the opposing litigant objected to Zoom, because Betty needs to get her ass to where the court is. None of this Zoom stuff, none of this virtual. She needs to get her butt in that state. She brought it, so she needs to bring herself and face it head on.
I'm going to be also including Miss Jamie Phillips in that lawsuit as well. So it's going to be I'm over this nonsense. I'm over this thuggery on this platform. I'm over
this thuggery. And I don't know who these people are that she's yelling names out. I don't really think I need to know who they are, but
people trying to destroy an innocent man because they didn't get the attention that they wanted. This man worked very hard to make sure I have to sue people because I'm you are irrelevant. That's why nobody listens to you. Go make your own channel. Let's see how many people listen to your hate-filled rhetoric. Probably hardly anybody. But I'm getting so sick of this thuggery on here. And so Jonathan Lee Riches, let me be very clear to you. I know who's behind all of this, and I'm coming for you, sir.
Ooh, she got right up in the camera. Oh boy. JLR, you better watch out. Yeah, exactly. Anybody can cover whatever case they want. I agree, Glow. I mean, no one owns these cases. The point is to, to get the word out, to who are we getting an autograph from? Curious. She had a pool day. Maybe she had too much fresh air. And that's why she got so worked up. Maybe her allergies were out of control. And she was, not in her right mind. Oh, maybe, Misha. Maybe it was because they took her badge away. Her top, what is it? Is it top contributor? Listen, Betty, if you're listening or one of your people are listening, I play Monopoly Go and I'm in those trading groups. I'm a top contributor. It means nothing. It just means that I post a lot of posts so that I can try to get the stickers I need. It doesn't mean that you're important. It just means that you're more active than other people. So, I mean, she thought that was like a big dig at her. No, it's not. It's because you didn't comment as much as you did before. It's just, Facebook does it. The admins of the group don't do it. Boots on the ground. Yeah, there's not going to be enough paper for all this. Hey, hippie, how are you? Looking beyond, good to see you. You're cry laughing, okay. Yeah, extreme close up. I'm sorry, and I did pause it there, but I wanted to, there's a lot of comments in chat. I wanted to, oh, your autograph. You were mentioned in her motion, Grandma Sherry? Oh my gosh, what did you do? Gosh, you must have done something really bad for her to write your name down. Jeez. She's just putting everybody and their brother and their grandmas in her motions, isn't she? Yeah, she thought she got demoted. Like there's nothing. Thank you so much, Lady Starfire, for becoming a new member. I appreciate that. And so do the kittens. The little kittens. I know. Grandma Sherry's mixed up in everything. Jeez. And Grandma Sherry, I'll take an autograph. I'll take an autograph.
You want to do all this dirty stuff to me? You tried to destroy me. You lied to me for over a year. And you think I'm going to sit here while you have your friends destroy everything that this man is trying to do. He was going to talk about the Gabby Petito Foundation. All you did was hurt Joe in his advocacy for his daughter in such a ruthless and disgusting manner.
Oh, kind of like you planted a water bottle in his daughter's murder case? Like that? That's pretty ruthless and disgusting, don't you think, Betty?
Threatening him. We have a no tolerance policy here, and I don't have. Somebody get that asshole out. And actually, I'll do it. We have a no tolerance policy here. I want everybody that needs to be hidden. Thank you. We're not gonna deal with this nonsense. J is for justice. You need to keep your legs closed first and foremost.
Wow.
Secondly, you and your misfits need to stop harassing Seth. And as a
she needs to put a sock in it. Like who?
Matter of fact, he's already sent all these people cease and desist letters. I think it's time to start executing some lawsuits against these people that want to just cause him harm for no other.
Oh, are you going to be his lawyer, Betty? Is that what you're looking to make another, a quick buck here and there? I wouldn't hire you.
Purpose than to show that they have the ability to cause this man harm. It's disgusting. Joe Petito did not deserve to be treated like that. They didn't tell them about what kind of people they were working with. They threatened to harm him and his foundation.
That tells me, because why would she say they didn't tell him about the type of people he was working with? That tells me that's exactly what they said. Because why would she mention it otherwise?
In order to get him to not show up. Let's be very clear on what these people did to Joe Petito.
Julie N., no, I am not kidding. No, I am not kidding. I am not kidding. Yeah, that water bottle was the definition of disgusting. Oh, and, the time that she picked up a knife that was a piece of evidence in an investigation. And so they had to test her DNA against it because she was tampering with evidence. She's not a good person. She is not. She's not. Nope. Yep. Spitfire Chef. Yep. Her, Olivia. Yep. Sure did. Yep. They planted the water bottle at the crime scene where Brian unalived himself. Yep, sure did. Yep, she was busy bullhorning the laundries. Oh, and that's one more thing I wanted to correct that Betty had mentioned. She said in a live not long ago that Brian Laundrie's sister came out to talk to them. You know, because they were advocating or whatever. No, Brian Laundrie's sister came out of her home because her children didn't know that their, I'll say aunt, I mean, she was dating Brian. They didn't know, her children, Brian Laundrie's sister, her children didn't know that Gabby was most likely dead. And they were scared because these morons, and her especially, in all her friends with their bullhorns, that's how those little kids found out. Not by their mom. By Betty and her buffoons. That's who let those little kids know that Gabby was dead. So when she says things, don't believe them. Because she's not wrong. She's not completely lying. Brian's sister did speak to her, but not because she wanted to have a nice conversation. It was so that they would stop yelling through a bullhorn that Brian murdered Gabby. Yeah, she is a terrible American. She's gross. Hey, Heather Scott, how are you? Great freeze. Looks like she has a mouthful of crap. Well, Julie N, so the bottle, Gabby had certain stickers on her bottle. Her bottle was very used, right? I mean, she'd had it for a long time. There was wear and tear. This bottle was brand new. It was brand new. And police would have found said water bottle when they were looking for Brian Laundrie. But it was a bright yellow water bottle. Yeah. Exactly, Glow. The sister came out to tell them to go away. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, yes, that too, Lisa. Thank you for reminding me about that. She also still has the fake audio depicting the Idaho 4 murders. And she's making money off that fake video. She also has a video claiming that Brian Koberger's sister was at the crime scene with his lawyer, Ann Taylor. Also making money off that false information. Oh, and let us not forget, she's making money off a slideshow video that she stole from Ethan Chapin, one of said victims of the Idaho murders. She still has that on her page. She's no longer making money because someone reported it because she doesn't own the rights to it. But she was making money off a stolen slideshow, photo slideshow of a college student who had been murdered. She is nothing like she says she is. Nothing. Julie, there's quite a lot of things. I mean, I haven't been around as long as a lot of the other creators that clip Betty and review her, but just in the year and a half that I have been reviewing her, she says things and then does the complete opposite. Actually, you know what I'm going to show y'all? Because, you know, she said lately that she doesn't dox people, right? She doesn't threaten people. She doesn't call people's place of work. She's a liar. Let me see if I can find that quick. Oh, here it is. It's called self-disdain. All right, let me share this for a second. So this is just a short. It's not very long.
and why people are going real life and reaching out to people is ridiculous. I want to tell you, if you ever hear anything on this channel and you actually pick up a phone and reach out to somebody's freaking boss, don't ever come back to this channel again, because you're everything I despise.
Right? If I ever hear that you've contacted someone's place of employment, don't come back to my channel, because it's everything I despise. She got Don Wells fired from his job because she didn't call his workplace. She went there. She went there with her group of misfits and got him fired. She does this all the time. And this is what she did to me. This is what she did to me.
Every time you say my name on your channel, I'm going to clip it. Every time you say horrible things about me on your channel, I'm going to clip it. I'm going to send those clips to your superintendent, to your school board, to the State Department of Education, and to our federal Department of Education. Every single time I hear my name out of your mouth, I'm going to clip it. And when your bosses get sick and tired of hearing you say my name, maybe something will get done. But now you just poked the bear. Have a good day.
So I guess that means she despises herself. And that was after. She said those things after she had already contacted my place of employment. According to her, she also tried to get the local media involved because I had several troll accounts. And she claimed I was watching her at work, which I was not. So when she says she doesn't go real life, she sure does. And when she tells you to email her, don't do it, because she collects IP addresses. And she also collects information on people. So if your real name is your YouTube name, I would change it. If your email is a personal email and you happen to, I would just do it in general. Don't use your real information, because Betty will find out who you are. And if you piss her off enough, she will do exactly what she's done to many people. She will dox you. She will threaten you. She will call your place of employment. She will do whatever she can to get you to shut up. So that last part that I just showed, that short, she actually doxed me, my location, the whole 9. So I chose to hide my channel because my family and my livelihood was more important. And then I thought about it, and someone said something to me at work, or shared a quote with me at work. Actually, it was a quote. And I said, you know what? F her. Who is she to tell me what I can and can't do? That was her response to me saying, F you, Betty. You're not going to freaking scare me. You're not going to threaten me. But the one thing I did have to do because of Betty is I did have to let my employers know that I had a YouTube channel, that I reviewed her. And guess what, Betty? They saw the video of you calling me a see you next Tuesday, etc., etc. So they know exactly who you are now. So I guess it was, tit for tat, as they say. Aw, thanks, Pearl Girls Opinions. Thanks for being here. I thought I've seen you before, but maybe not. Yeah, that too, Lisa. The real water bottle that was shown in Gabby's pictures was evidence when they seized the van. Yep. All right, Lenore, we'll see you in a little bit. So, Shady, she said, and I'll have to rewind, but I thought she said Mr. Petito told us, or when I spoke to Mr. Petito, something. And then I was like, wait, I'll have to re-listen, but I could have sworn that she said, like, she didn't say that she spoke with him, like, she alluded to the fact that she spoke with him personally. But then again, he could have spoke to Mr. Rogers or Mr. Mathis, but then it's we, like, he talked to me too because he talked to them. So because I'm associated with them, he talked to me too. Like, she just inserts herself. Kind of like, like if someone talked to, I don't know, she doesn't really, like, say somebody talked to Olivia, right? For example, the Gonsalves interview. Olivia interviewed the Gonsalves family, which, for those of you who may not know, their daughter was also a victim in the Moscow, Idaho murders. Olivia did the interview, but because Betty was there with her, Betty also got the interview. So it's like she just associates herself with what other people have done. But I'll have to re-listen because I may have heard it wrong. Yeah, that too. Pretending that another person was following her. Like, yeah, good point, Simply. Don't give Betty any personal information. Yep. She's trying to rewrite history. Yep. And if you look, I mean, she was on News Nation with her own thuggery. She was on Inside Edition. She had a law passed in Florida because of what her and her cronies did outside the laundry home. She also tried to sue the laundries. Bet she won't tell anybody that. And obviously she didn't win. I think there was something about a sign. She had to pay, like, I don't know how much money. But she tried to sue the laundries. But she won't tell anybody that because she doesn't want anyone to remember or to know who she really is. Yes, that was me. Yes. Yep. Oh, you're welcome, Julie. That's why I'm here, is to call out her BS. And I mean, I started covering her to call out her misinformation, and she's just, yeah, pro girl. She actually doxed herself, telling another creator to come to her house and she would beat the crap out of him or whatever. Yeah, she sued him for a small amount, and yeah, that's what it was. I knew it was something with a sign. They took her sign down that had a picture of Gabby on it, and Betty said they stole her property. Right. Which was, hey, Burden. Don't pull a me, right, Emmy? Got all ass backwards trying to send you a link on Discord, but couldn't, and then had to grab. Okay. No worries. I'll get it. And thank you again for sending me that link about the tornadoes out west. I appreciate it. There it was. They paid her $49 to cover the cost of materials that was thrown away because it was on private property. Yeah, and they shouldn't have paid her a dime. She should have paid them for their grief. Curious, the law was passed because she protested at a council person's home. Was that the same council member she threatened to burn down the house of? Thank you. I appreciate that. I always what I've heard is that it was because of what she did outside the laundries. And I am actually researching that bill more closely. I did find it, so I am going to look through the paperwork more. So I do appreciate that. Hey, Mitten Mama, how are you? All right, let me get back to this lady. I haven't gotten very far.
Petita. I know for a fact, barbecue lady, which we are going to start exposing her nastiness because she won't stop either. And she's obviously not going to stop until there's bracelets around her wrist, because from what I hear, she's already committed a few felonies in the process of doing this. So,
I mean, that's a, like, where does she get off saying these things about people?
Oh, I hope whoever she committed those felonies against, I hope that they are taking legal action against her. I also found out that she was catering a party and making food while cats were crawling all over her countertop.
Oh, AMAC. See, I didn't see this part. So that's where the cats came in. So she was making food, but her cats were crawling all over her countertop. And did you eat the food, Betty? Were you a part of the festivities? Because if not, it's none of your business.
In a very unsanitary work environment. And she fed people that food. That is disgusting to me. That is absolutely, utterly disgusting to me. But you know what? In good fashion, the show is going to go on. I can tell you that there is going to be, it sounds like we're going to be going through some stuff that you guys haven't seen, such as Sebastian Rogers' day at SeaWorld, you know, for this horrible father that hates his son, you know, that just deserves all of this nonsense from these idiots on YouTube. You know what, JS for Justice? I hope you get your laugh, but I also hope you get some divorce papers soon, because you're rightfully deserving. How many more men are you sleeping with behind your husband's back? I mean, I'm just curious. I mean, was Jonathan the only one? How many more were there?
She is such an effing bitch. I mean, there's people that I dislike in life, online, but never would I say things like this ever. Like, what is she thinking she's going to get from this? People to stop talking about her? For her to be back into the in crowd? Give me 1 second. Sorry. I couldn't get the mute button fast enough. Sorry, guys. Oh, Brad, she paid her taxes. Can't go after her about that anymore. She did pay her taxes. Hey, KB, thanks for being here. When Betty walks, she slithers. Yeah, she's being a bully. Yep.
How many more were there, Jay? How many times did you smile in my face, young lady? I'm just curious. You are a disgusting human. I mean, just a hollow piece of shit of a woman. You have no care for your own children, let alone anybody else's.
I cannot. She is gross. She is gross.
Why did you leave your children behind, Jay? Does the whole world know that when you left your children? Or is that just Betty must have this wrong, right? You left your kids for a man, and then you cheated on that man, and you want to come up here and have a laugh on Seth, a father that's missing his child, when you left yours?
She is such a bitch. And again, what is any of this any of her freaking business? And she says she's not drama. She's more than drama. She's a liar. And she's bringing things up that have nothing to do with finding a missing child. This isn't going to help find Sebastian. If anything, it's going to deflect from that. Look at her face. She's like so disgusted. I'm so disgusted.
Keep going, boo-boo.
Oh, now I can see the rhino. See, doesn't that look like Cartman, though? It looks like Cartman.
Keep going. And you guys are happy that you hurt not only, like, you don't even care who you hurt anymore. You guys hurt Joe Petito. Where every single one of you assholes got your name. You guys make me sick. Absolutely, utterly sick. They were going to be talking about Gabby Petito's foundation tonight and all the great work that they were doing, but you guys have to ruin everything. Everything. Why? Because it's not your fake bullshit that nobody's listening to, except Jonathan's bullshit, which is half right, half wrong. It depends on what day, what mood he wakes up on the side of the bed.
I've got to say, though, Betty, JLR is right more than you are. He is. I mean, he still goes after the parents of missing children, which, I mean, that's his prerogative. But he gets more right than you do. And I would say it's more than half. You get about, I'd say 2% right. I'll give you a little bit.
What a lowlife. You guys have just turned yourself from actually being decent people into being no different than the hate channels that used to attack you. You've turned into everything you used to hate. You guys have got...
Okay, I just got a notification that this woman is live. I need to show you this screenshot. This is freaking disgusting. And this is a case that I will be looking into because I have not heard of this case. Breaking news update. Carly Madison Gregg, 14-year-old accused of killing mom. 14-year-old, friends to see corpse, ? Like, what? Let me look up this. This is a case I'm going to have to cover because Lord knows she's going to spread a whole lot of information. What was that young girl's name? Carly Madison Gregg. Okay, and I don't know why she has a question mark after that question. I just Googled this girl's name, and it says 14-year-old girl accused of killing mom showed dead body to friend, investigator says. So I don't know why she's creating a question when law enforcement has said that is what happened. Oh, but she doesn't do clickbait. And it's not breaking news. Check this. Check this all. Breaking news. Breaking news. This happened in April 2024. 3 months ago. Sorry, Betty, it's not breaking news. It happened 3 months ago. You're late to the party. Again.
You guys are sick in the fucking skull. Sick in the skull. What the hell is wrong with you people? You always have to be up at everybody's shit. You're like, oh, it's not on my channel, so let's tank it. This man's not even making money. His channel's not even monetized. But I guarantee you would make sure that everybody that came on your channel, I bet you get that click. I bet you get that view. I bet you get that money, don't you, boo? All of you. And Seth doesn't even have a monetized channel, and you guys are still... Does he have the requirements to be monetized? Of course he does.
But who inserted herself over there? Betty. Who are Mr. Rogers' mods? Her mods. She doesn't want to say that she's controlling this man's channel, but she's close to taking it over. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Of course he does. But you know what? If we're going to continue to allow the swamp, this slimy swamp of these social medias to actually dictate, and here's what Ellie Mae says. Joe Petito deserves to know what type of people he's aligning himself with in his foundation. Let him know. Ellie Mae, let him know. You mean threaten him? You mean call him nonstop? She's on TikTok, Karen. Barbecue Lady's on TikTok. She lives in Pennsylvania, where they're not allowed to record conversations. Just saying.
And if that doesn't tell you that she knows everything about anyone who has any association with her, I don't know what will. She knows everything about everybody. And you know where she learned it from? The same person she's going to bash momentarily.
And she likes to record a whole mess of conversations now, doesn't she? If I have to think about it, I think she's probably got about 5, 6, maybe 7 felony charges that could be potentially wielded against her for that. How many other people have that lady recorded when she's unlawfully able to do so? People on this.
Why are you worried about what people are doing that's unlawful? I saw the video of you trespassing on someone's yard, putting a sign up. But you didn't trespass. What you didn't also realize is that people have Ring cameras, Betty. You could see. Everybody can see now. And actually, I think it was Barbecue Lady that had it on TikTok. There you go, Barbecue Lady. So, don't forget, Betty, there's Ring cameras. And you were unlawful putting signs on people's property because someone got it on their camera footage.
Platform don't mind committing crimes. We're trying to stop criminal activity. We're trying to expose criminal activity, but usually our victims are either missing or deceased. But they think this is a game. They think, oh, ha, 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 like a missing boy, a 15-year-old missing boy. Never mind what Gabby Petito had to go through in her short little life. And they are making a mockery of both. A mockery of both. And you know what? Who's it helping? Oh, I bet you it's helping their little bellies. Oh, look what we were able to do. We were able to destroy a man and almost destroy a foundation. Hyenas.
Oh, like you're able to destroy people's livelihoods, get them fired from their job with no factual evidence for just being a complete a-hole. Okay.
Hyenas. Absolute hyenas.
And one thing I will say about hyenas, I mean, she calls people hyenas. Hyenas aren't smart. They aren't, at least in my opinion. They're scavengers. But, I mean, she used to call, the hate channels jellyfish. Then it was cockroaches first, I think. Then it was jellyfish. And now it's hyenas.
For them to do this to a man that's just trying to advocate for children, that's trying to use that advocation not only to help others, but to find his own son, is despicable and deplorable. It's not admirable.
Lady Starfire, the ones that I saw in South Africa were not very smart. And maybe that's why they were, laying in front of, like, laying in the middle of the road while cars were trying to pass. But, yeah, the ones I saw were not very smart.
It's not admirable. And I told you JLR would do this. And he hasn't been talking because he's a behind-the-scenes kind of guy. He's a behind-the-scenes kind of guy. That's why he has so much power, is because he's so secret about everything. That stupid bee, Magnolia, has no clue who she's messing with, and he is going to all kinds of screw up that girl's head, but she's probably just as screwed up as him from what I hear.
And again, what is it any business of hers? Magnolia is an adult. She is capable of making her own decisions. And again, the jealousy is real.
She has mommy and daddy issues. Like her mommy and daddy didn't love her enough. And
wow.
Somebody had to adopt her. Okay? I get that she had a rough life and stuff like that.
Wait, what?
as screwed up as him. From what I hear, she has mommy and daddy issues. Like her mommy and daddy didn't love her enough and kicked her to the curb, and somebody had to adopt her.
What the fuck? Wow. So now she's throwing shade at people who may have been adopted. Again, I don't know anything about Magnolia. But to throw shade at children who may have needed to be adopted because their parents didn't love them enough. Okay, Miss Child Advocate. That's not very advocacy, is it?
Okay, I get that she had a rough life and stuff like that, but to be a piece of garbage and try to stand behind God doesn't do stuff like this. You know who does stuff like this?
Curious, they could have been high hyenas. It was during college, and many of the people I was traveling with were high quite often. So, I mean, could have been.
Oh, that's what does stuff like this, not God. If you think, look at Jonathan, since he's been with all black all the time. Occasionally, he'll throw out his little crucifix so he looks like he's a Christian man. That man is the furthest thing from Christian.
Like you throw out, God bless you. God bless you. God bless. Have a blessed day. Kind of like you do, Betty? Yeah. Okay. Exactly. Call me Gina. And there, folks, is your children's advocate.
Man is the devil himself, and you guys are too blind to see it. He will manufacture information for a click and a view. He has done it. I did not know he was doing it until I saw it for myself.
You knew exactly what he was doing, and that's why you hung out with him for as long as you did. I mean, she's throwing shade at JLR, but she's just like him. She worked with him for a very long time. In my opinion, she learned everything she knows from JLR. But now she's going after that person.
Didn't you find it funny? Oh, look at this anonymous poster. Oh, look at Mary Smith. Look what Mary Smith posted. Those were all JLR's postings. All of them. He posted them under his troll accounts or anonymous people on these things where he has all of his friends as admins. And then he's able to quickly go over there and have commentary on this nonsense. And every bit of other work he does, what makes him a web sleuth, is everybody else's work. You think he could function without Magnolia? Of course not. She does all his work. Just like Olivia.
I beg to differ, Betty. JLR had been on his own for quite some time. I know, Magnolia was in the background helping, but he's the one getting to all these places on his own. He's the one doing the reporting, the recording. I mean, you claim to do all the work yourself, but you really don't do any work at all.
And I did all his work before. He sucks. He uses people for content. And she's just too desperate and too stupid.
And what is Betty doing right now? What are you doing right now, Betty? You're using other people for your content. And what was I think the name of her live was actually, I think it did have JLR in the title. Yes, it was JLR and his, but she did, of course, she put Sebastian Rogers in the title. JLR and his crew of misfits are a disservice to the true crime community.
Stupid to realize she's being played like a fiddle. But this was disgusting. This was a low blow, an absolute low blow to two dads that were going through a lot of similar things, and for them to literally attack Joe Petito. They didn't go there to tell him about us. They literally threatened to destroy his foundation and to dox him.
I want to see receipts of that. I want to see people saying, we will destroy your foundation and we will dox your personal information. I want to see that.
That's what was threatened against Joe Petito. And I just want to make sure that everybody is fully aware of what actually transpired. So all these people that are laughing and saying, oh, we're so happy, look what we did. I just want you to know what they really did. What they truly did. They didn't tell him about us. They told him about him.
What?
And if he didn't comply, what they were going to do to him.
Oh, kind of like you do to other people. So you're saying that other people did exactly what you do to people. Sounds about right.
Large numbers. That was
Road rash.
The leverage that they put over Joe Petito. And if it's my understanding that he will be addressing it as well.
Oh. Mr. Petito's going to be addressing it? Sorry, I was looking at chat. Let me just rewind that a little bit.
That was the leverage that they put over Joe Petito. And if it's my understanding that he will be addressing it as well.
Okay, so Mr. Petito, according to Betty, is going to be addressing it. So I'm going to wait to hear from Mr. Petito because I trust him more than this lady.
But I just thought that was pretty disgusting. A poor display of the pieces of shit of YouTube and TikTok at full force. And the dirty crap that they do to innocent people for no other
the dirty crap they do to innocent people
reason than to destroy.
For no other reason than to destroy. Sounds familiar, Betty. Sounds familiar. And again, it's my opinion that this is now all projection.
Destroy. It's sad. And if you guys want to continue to support him, then I'm going to ask you, don't support me. Because I can't take any more of this nonsense on here. You guys can leave.
She could ignore it. That's the thing. She didn't have to fire up this live and go off like a banshee. She could have just ignored it. But I will say, I'm glad she went off like a banshee because now I have something to review and comment on.
In the droves from this channel, if that's what you guys stand for. If everybody here stands for that kind of nonsense on this platform, please unsubscribe from me because I am over it. I am over the abuse of innocent people for no other good purpose than to destroy an innocent person. It's sad. There's no place on it here in the true crime. These are junkyard junkies, okay? And they need to go back to the fucking junkyard.
Wow.
All of them. They're no good. Tell me what J is for Justice has ever gotten right outside of stealing other people's work. Please. I mean, prove me wrong. All she's ever done is bring in things that have been debunked after debunked after debunked after debunked. Nothing she says on her channel ever maps out. Yet she has over 100,000 people going to her channel listening to her horseshit. What is she?
Sounds like Betty wants to be. I think Betty's a little jelly.
She gotten right. I'll wait. Please send it to me. Please send it to me.
Don't send it to her.
Jonathan Lee Richards. Let's talk about him outside of him working with me and Olivia. What else has he ever gotten right? He's got nothing right.
Listen, again, I am not a fan of JLR by any means, but his coverage on Danilo Cavalcante, I appreciated because that was a huge case. This guy escaping, and he had a lot of close information. I mean, like you have to give credit where credit's due, and I watched it because I wanted Danilo caught and to know that he was on the run in this, in Pennsylvania was scary.
Nothing. Even when he was out there chasing Danilo Cavalcante.
I didn't even know she was. See, Betty, you just proved me right. But now she's going to say he got nothing right on Danilo.
He was more of a hindrance than he was a help. How did he help?
Oh my God.
He was reporting, but he was trying to imply he was actually helping. and he was not.
He was helping. He was helping get information out. I mean, she's getting, she's predictable, but that is a good point, Sinner. Let me go over to StreamYard. Oh, wow, that's way up. That wasn't the one I wanted. Here it is. Jailer's mattress doesn't have a worn out spot from sitting around on it all day. So there's that. Right. That is right. Yeah, it was. I mean, I watched it because I definitely was interested. Permanent indentation, like a crater. Hey, Shelly W. I don't think Olivia wants anything to do with Betty anymore. She hasn't been around. I know she moved, so that could be, and she's doing her own thing. I haven't really checked out anything Olivia's done lately, honestly. And that's actually how I found Betty. I was a huge fan of Olivia. Gabby Petito Foundation is focused on victims of DV. It would be weird and crass to go on a channel with a man. Yeah, well, I'm not going to get into that, Lisa. But I agree. I mean, it's complete different circumstances, for sure. I mean, and again, Gabby was missing. But ultimately, Brian did take her life. And I think definitely, I mean, promoting the foundation would have been great. It would have been great. KB, I definitely believe, I mean, compared to, the past, I think she's definitely gotten thinner for sure. Especially looking back at some of my older videos.
He was not. All these people over and over again constantly do wrong. They consistently do wrong. They do it for the wrong reasons. And now that the light has been shined on it, I'm no longer part of the pack, right? I have no problem.
And there, my friends, is the real reason for all of this nonsense. She is no longer part of the pack. So when she is ostracized, she goes off. And that's exactly, in my opinion, why people don't want to work with her. Because of what the ramifications would be.
Throwing them under the bus when they do wrong. They had a wool over my eyes for a very long time. But again, divine intervention. My car broke down for 3 months. And I was able to take the blinders off and see very clearly as to what was going on because I finally had the time I needed to look into everything. And what I found was absolutely appalling, disgusting, and quite frankly, it made my stomach turn. It made my stomach turn that they were willing to do all of this. Send out bunk information, manufacture videos that show Tony playing with himself. Like, come on.
What? Whoa. What? Okay. You said you had receipts at the beginning of this live, Betty. Not that I want to see that receipt, but, just a title of a video or a subject line of an email would be fantastic. There's no way. Well, I shouldn't say there's no way. I'm sure there's someone that would do that. But I don't believe anyone would what? Come on. Like it says, come on.
It was all to destroy him. Because when they passed around the background check and that didn't do the job, right? Sounds pretty familiar.
Oh, kind of like you pass around background checks. Yeah, it does sound pretty familiar. It sounds like you.
Familiar, doesn't it? Almost like the attacks on Trump. Are they using the Democrat playbook here against Seth?
Oh my God. Betty. Again, this is supposed to be about a missing child.
Jesus. Are all these people that used to scream MAGA truly lied to us? respectable person that acts like this. Just saying. Just saying. So J is for justice. Are you getting your laugh now?
Okay, hold on. I just want to play that last part again because she's talking about herself.
Truly lie to us? Because I don't know any respectable person that acts like this.
I don't know any respectable person that acts like this. Well, considering you act just like that, Betty, you're not respectable either.
Just saying. Just saying. So J is for justice. Are you getting your laugh now? How much damage control are you going to do with your husband now? How many other men were there? I mean, we know about Jonathan.
Jesus.
So how many more that you want to lie to him about? I bet you I have the number, don't I?
And why does she care? Why does she care? Betty, it's creepy. Why do you care about someone's number? Why do you care how many bodies they've had? Like, ew. Just because you try to tell everybody about your body count doesn't mean we need to know everybody else's.
The things I know. The things I know. The things I know about a lot of people. It's my job.
No, it's
I don't
not.
use it.
It is not your job to look into people's personal affairs. It's creepy.
Until I need to. It's called leverage, right? It's one thing that I do very.
No, it's called blackmail. It's not leverage.
Very, very well. When I learn things, I keep them in my back pocket until they're needed. If they're not needed, they stay in my back pocket. Just saying. It's kind of how the world rolls over here.
Just saying.
People know that I'm a no-nonsense type of person. And when I deal with all of this stuff that I'm dealing with, I feel like there's these people, and they're always the people that have the largest numbers. They all have to feed off of one another. I stand alone. I don't stand with a pack. I'm not going to stand with a pack.
And she just said maybe a few minutes ago, I'm not part of the pack anymore. Yeah, because no one wants to stand with you, Betty, because of this. Someone says something you don't like, you go off on them and start spreading misinformation and spewing venom and, breathing fire. Like, come on. If you were a little less reactive, and instead of reacting, it wouldn't be like this. Like, it's not, you're not a team player.
Except the coffee club. That's the only pack I care about, right? Because we're all here for the same reason, and that's to find answers. That's to advocate. That's to do what we can do to make sure that these people that we cover go out far and wide. Everybody says I only talk about cases that are big cases because we make them big.
Oh, you make them big cases, right? So I still want to know, why haven't you made Taylor Casey a big case? Because I know why. I just want you to say why. Because you claimed you were going to make Taylor's case go viral. But you haven't. How come, Betty?
Cases. That's what people fail to tell you. Sebastian Rogers was not a big case. Sebastian Rogers was not even being seen by hardly anybody. It was social media that brought him to the forefront. Me being.
Oh, here she. I shouldn't have. All right, let me just rewind it a little bit. I need to stop talking so much.
Being seen by hardly anybody. It was social media that brought him to the forefront. Me being part of it. Okay? Jennifer Santinello had no help. She was begging for help. Begging. Nobody was taking her daughter's case.
She, again, all about Betty. All about Betty.
Seriously. Olivia and I stepped in.
There were many people who were taking Layla's case seriously, including law enforcement. So for Betty to say that no one was taking Layla's case seriously, that's a lie. A blatant lie. Because law enforcement was taking it seriously. So was her family. Betty did nothing, in my opinion, to that case but bring grief and in other circumstances that wouldn't have occurred if she hadn't butted her nose into it.
And she went viral. Her mother has been able to now have her own platform where she can advocate not only for her.
Here's the thing, Betty. Anyone can have their own platform. It's called social media. If you can create an account, you can have your own platform. You didn't help anyone create their own platform. Not at all. You may have encouraged them to make their own platform because they were tired of misinformation being thrown out, but you didn't do that. They did that.
Her daughter, but for other children. So why is Seth not afforded the same opportunities and rights as every other parent that uses these platforms for coping mechanisms? When they can't help their own child, they try to help somebody else. What is so wrong with that? These hyenas on here will not let this man breathe for whatever reason because he hurt their feelings. Well, let me hurt your feelings a little more. You're a freaking whore, and you can't keep your legs closed. And maybe if you just tried for 1 minute, you wouldn't be such a piece of shit that you are, J is for Justice. And that goes for Barbecue Lady as well, with all her kids and different daddies. JLR is just a disgusting individual that now looks like the freaking devil and is all black outfits with occasionally him bringing that crucifix. He can't touch his heart because it might burn it. So he's got to keep it on the outside of his clothes so it doesn't touch his skin.
Where's your crucifix, girlfriend? Would it burn you through your clothes? Asking for a few friends.
I've had it with the bullying on here. I've had it with the bullying of innocent parents on here. And until the audience starts saying enough's enough and unsubbing from these assholes that do nothing but destroy families.
Again, Betty, that is against TOS. You shouldn't be telling people to unsub from other channels.
Families. I'm over it. Unsub from me. Unsub from me. If you can't unsub for the problems on this platform, then you don't deserve the good parts on this platform. So please, by all means, everybody can go right out there. It's very simple. He doesn't even blink. He's I didn't realize how fucked up the guy was. He's on some type of medication. I don't know what's truly wrong with him, but there's something clearly wrong with the man. Mentally. You know? I didn't know it. You know, like I said, I was bamboozled. I was, blinded. It is my fault. I acknowledge that it is my fault that I was too blinded to see. But honestly.
Okay, so this is where we get into the Chili's part. I was in love.
So, when you're in love, I guess you don't see what you need to see. But you know what? I got knocked on my ass. What can I say? And then I tried to rise above all of that. I tried to rise above every bit of it. And then I find out that he cheated on me for literally a solid year before I ever even knew about it. And you know what? I still tried to rise above that. But one thing I will not rise above is somebody intentionally and willfully trying to hurt an innocent person for no other good reason than their stupid ass hurt feelings.
And what is Betty doing? What has Betty been doing for the last 25 minutes? The same thing she just claimed other people were doing to her.
And then bringing their friends on the ride with them. And sending them stuff and having them do their dirty work. I just want to know all these women that are all on Jonathan. Do you like being on your knees? Because I know you're on your knees more than you are on your back. So please just explain it to me and make it make sense.
And again, making an insult like that, it's trash. It is complete and utter trash. Because when you have to start insulting someone the way that she is, she's already lost. She has already lost. Unbelievable.
Sense. Because I know this was an attack from Jonathan, and I know all of his little tentacles and who says what. And it always leads back to JLR when it comes to this case. Can you explain that to me? Can you explain that to me? Every bit of it always comes back to him. Every bit of it. Thank you, Sonia. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Stacy. Don't forget to hit. We have 142 likes, and we have 745 people in chat. You guys are getting a rare form because I have just had it with the bullshit. To do this to
a rare form. Well, I will say it hadn't happened in a while, but it's definitely not rare.
Joe Petito. This is a person that I care highly about, especially the work I did with his daughter, being threatened by these hyenas. They didn't go and tell him, oh, about the horrible people that we're working with. What horrible people? I wasn't the one in federal prison for 10 years and a 3-time felon like Jonathan Lee Riches. I've never been to prison.
But you apparently were in love with a felon. So guess you didn't care back then, did you? Is that why you were in love? Oh my gosh, somebody should do, instead of I'm in love with a stripper, I'm in love with a felon. Betty.
I've been arrested a few times. I've been convicted of 2 DUIs, both 6 years apart.
You've been arrested more than a few times, girlfriend. I mean, at least be honest about it.
Those were over 2 decades ago, 20 years ago.
And she won't mention the other things that she was involved in either. Like mortgage fraud.
20 years ago. What people are they talking about? Freaking Tony has an impeccable history. I can tell you his history is better than mine.
Oh, 2017. Okay, so that wasn't 2 decades ago. I mean, it's kind of like her math when she was talking about the Secret Service director, because the Secret Service director had been with the Secret Service 26 years before she left for PepsiCo. And Betty said, well, it depends. Like, how long was she at PepsiCo? Was she there for 25 years? Well, considering Cheadle was only 53 years old, or I'm sorry, 56, I believe she was 56, that would mean that she was only 3 when she started at the Secret Service.
I think he has a bounce check from 30 years ago. Oh my God. Let's stop. We have a 3-time convicted felon telling a man that has a bounce check from 30 years ago, you're worse than me. And everybody else.
And again, why does she care? How is this going to help find a missing child, Betty? How? It's not.
This platform actually believes it? That man has done nothing but damage Seth and Tony since he got his feelings hurt, and people are too stupid to realize it. And now he's got all these people, including Justin on TikTok, right? Justin on TikTok. I'm going to call him out too. No offense. I love Justin on TikTok.
Justin on TikTok is awful. He's awful. He's just like Betty and everybody else.
But you can clearly see the demeanor that Justin on TikTok has had since his association with Magnolia and JLR, a 3-time convicted felon, a fraudster, a person that knows what makes people tick, right? Somebody that knows how to get into somebody's checkbook without them knowing. That's the kind of fraudster he is. The sweet little boyish looks and the scams, much like what he does on here. And if he doesn't get his way, he tries to seek and destroy. And he does it all behind the scenes like he has for years. You guys know he's done it for years. You guys turn the other cheek. Well, it's time for you not to turn the other cheek anymore, because not only is he damaging Seth, him and his crew are trying to damage Joe Petito and trying to control Joe Petito and where he goes and where he speaks. That is so un-American.
Again, Mr. Petito is an adult. I'm sure he's a very intelligent, smart person, strong person. I mean, anyone who has gone through what he's gone through has got to be a strong person. I'm pretty sure he can handle it. I don't think he needs Bullhorn Betty to be defending his honor.
American. And so, Communist Chinese Party dictatorship.
Wow.
To try to control another person.
Wow. Oh, wow. Like you do, Betty?
And if they don't comply, this is what they are going to do. They're going to destroy. I'm not even going to get into Dolly. Dolly's just a...
Oh, so every time I mention your name, every time you hear your name come out of my mouth, you're going to clip it. you're going to send it to my school board, my superintendent, the State Department of Education, and the Federal Department of Education. Right, Betty? K-Dub, thank you so much. Let me get over here. You didn't have to do that, but thank you. I appreciate that, and I love the little lemon. Thank you.
A dumbass. He smokes too much pot, and he looks like he's been using some other substances other than marijuana. Just saying, from what I've been able to preview myself. Oh, and Jolly was trashing Joe yesterday. Wow.
Looking beyond, they do still have checkbooks. I still have a checkbook because my little town that I live in, you still can't pay your gas and water bill online. Yeah. Or not gas, sewer and water. Can't pay that online. Still have to use a check.
Wow. Trashing Joe Petito yesterday. So now you guys see it. It's all about the clicks and views. They're going to keep running to the people with the most clicks and views. And those people are dirty ass people that got those clicks and views by lies and scams. And when they want
and let me just pause for a moment. Because I was like, I wonder how many views Betty got on this video of her going off on people. 14,000. 14,000 views she got. Just spewing misinformation and venom.
to attack, they all coordinate behind the scenes, much like Queen Bee and her people, right? Like they did to me. Must be taking their playbook, but they're not all involved. Okay. Yeah, Seth changed his because once we found out Joe was not there, it was just there's no point in having the same.
Good point. Let's not forget this idiot wants to do away with school zones, libraries, but keep puppy mills. Yes. She strongly believes in puppy mills. That she does.
Thumbnail. Joe was only going to be on here for like 10 or 15 minutes talking about the Gabby Foundation. That was really it. It was just to give him a platform to talk about his daughter. And they destroyed that. I mean, I want you to think about that.
And again, I'm sure Mr. Petito has a platform anywhere to speak about the Gabby Petito Foundation. I'm sure if he reached out to News Nation, Fox News, The Today Show, Good Morning America, they would be honored to have Mr. Petito on their show. I guarantee it. He doesn't need a little teeny channel to help advocate for his foundation. And that's not a knock at Mr. Rogers or anything that he may have planned. I'm just saying in response to Betty saying that it was a platform for Mr. Petito to advocate for his foundation, he doesn't need some little YouTube channel. He doesn't.
We're all here. We all came together predominantly because of Gabby Petito. And they literally just strong-armed her father. They just literally just strong-armed her father. And literally told him if he didn't comply, they were going to destroy him and dox him all over the internet. His personal private information.
I mean, that's what you do, Betty. So it's okay for you to threaten that? And again, no one should be sharing anyone's personal information on the internet.
This is what you guys want to support? I mean, if it is, that's horrible to me. Absolutely horrible. My heart bleeds for Joe Petito. My heart bleeds for Seth Rogers. And I want to damn the people that did this, that don't care, that doesn't care how that has made both of these fathers feel, what it did to them inside of them. And they're all over there laughing. Oh, we're going to be watching this shit show in our Discord. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. So funny. So evil. This is pure evil. with their bullshit, they dox me. They literally put a roadmap to my home. So some crazy lunatic.
She put the roadmap to her own home. Let's get that straight, Betty. You invited people to your home so you could kick their ass. I accidentally showed that video. That's still on her page. That's why I need to start watching. I usually do watch things before I review them, but that time I was like, oh no, there's not going to be anything bad in here. Yep. Doxed her own self twice, telling another creator to come to her house so she could kick his ass. Or call the police, one or the other.
Lunatic would come here and hurt me. That's what they did. You know what I did? I grew a backbone and stood strong. And it's very upsetting that people, and until people are going to start being stronger and denounce them and tell them to go F themselves when they start threatening, I don't know what will. I don't know what will. But I think it is absolutely come to a head here in this community that there has got to be a line drawn.
Yeah, Sinner. It was live and loud. Like she was yelling it and showing an envelope. Is that where she showed the envelope? I can't remember because I was like, oh my God, Betty. And then she did it again. And of course I edited that part out, but I was like, good Lord.
In the sand, you're either going to be with evil people or you're going to be working with good people. And people need to make that decision. And they need to make that decision sooner than later, or this kind of conduct will continue on this platform. And we know who it's coming from. I got receipts.
Okay, let's see.
We have Barbecue Lady literally on her TikTok telling everybody to do that, which is associated with this group. And then we have everything coming from J is for Justice, which we know is connected to JLR, and the mysterious disappearance of Sebastian Rogers' group, where they're absolutely advocating for people to reach out in mass numbers to Joe Petito just for wanting to talk about his foundation. And this is all.
And you know, not that I believe anything that Betty's saying, but you know what could have prevented all of this? If Betty wasn't trying to gain her own accolades and attention by promoting Mr. Petito on Mr. Rogers' channel. Because I bet if Betty didn't open her big mouth, no one would have been the wiser. I mean, I think Mr. Rogers did have a thumbnail that had that Mr. Petito was going to be there, so I guess there's that too. But again, maybe not schedule the live that early. Maybe not have Bullhorn Betty open her big mouth trying to, you know, gain some clout or, you know, attention because she stated it first or she's promoting it. I wouldn't have this lady promote anything.
Coming from who? Let's look. Don't want to screw up the receipts now, do we? We want to make sure that they're nice and I will never plug. Look at that. Who's that?
Emerald Skies, there was someone in Betty's chat yesterday claiming that, but I think it was a troll just spreading misinformation and being a complete moron.
Oh, is that Jay?
Oh yeah, see, and of course it's blurry. Okay, so it says Joe's out, Shamu is in. Change of programming for tonight's watch party in the J for J Discord server. Members and Patreons have access. Then there's the Discord link. See you in the lounge. And I can't read the rest. Oh, at 8 p.m.
With that bullshit? Oh. But not as much as encouraging 40,000 people in their Facebook group like Ellie Mae Farmer, the biggest problem on Facebook when it comes.
Okay, so she says Ellie Mae Farmer, the person that Betty also threatened to dox, and actually go to her house with and knock on her door. She said she didn't need her bullhorn. She would just knock on Ellie Mae Farmer's door And then she would tell Ellie Mae Farmer to sit and spin. Ellie Mae's post says, Joe Petito deserves to know what type of people he is aligning himself and his foundation with. Let him know.
She's that thug that thinks she's the only one that's allowed to advocate for missing people on Facebook. These are pretty stinking solid receipts where the problems are coming from. Literally demanding 40,000 people to reach out to.
And where's that comment? I just saw a comment. I think it was Remy. Where did it go? Give me 1 second. Why can't I see it? It's weird. I can see it on my phone, but not on StreamYard. All right. Well, Remy had said no one should reach out to anyone just because she opens her big sloppy mouth, but people will refuse to work with the group because of her. Yes, I agree. And again, no one should reach out to anyone. I mean, I think the majority of people would be able to vet people themselves. I mean, the first thing I do is Google somebody's name and see what comes up. Sometimes you find out more than you thought you would. Oh, thank you, Sinner, for sharing the link. Hey, K-Dubs. Can never stay as long as I want, but always catch the replay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I agree, Sinner. I wish everyone would just leave Mr. Petito out of it. Yeah. Hey, 10, how are you?
Joe Petito in the droves, but they didn't. They didn't talk to them about Seth or how horrible Seth is or how horrible Tony is. No. If you go on, this is what we are going to do to you. We're going to dox you. We're going to make sure everybody knows your home address.
Oh, see that? See that? So here, she's saying nobody else can do it. But you know what? Everyone's going to know your home address. And maybe I read that wrong because I was looking at chat. Hold on a second.
If you go on, this is what we are going to do to you.
Okay.
We're going to dox you. We're going to make sure everybody knows your home address. Oh, what? You guys think you could threaten the man and he wasn't going to tell the people how he was threatened?
And I was actually Googled to see if there was anything about Mr. Petito making a statement, and I could not find anything. So if anyone does have a link or information to where I can find such information, if it has been done, please email me at headstonesandheadlines@gmail.com. But I am not finding anything on Google to what she said last night.
Yeah. He had no problem spitting out why he could not come on the show and the reasons why. And citing that he had no clue how ruthless it was and how toxic it has gotten on YouTube. That's pretty bad. That is pretty stinking bad. Once again,
I really thought the Chili's comment was before this, but we're almost done. And I know I'm over my 2 hours, but I'm going to stop talking as much and we'll get through it.
Jonathan Lee Riches and his misfits strike again and try to destroy. Because every last one of them is part of Jonathan Lee Riches' team. So how many blowjobs you getting there, Jonathan? Are you keeping...
Oh, here we're back to the BJs. I mean, can somebody just give Betty a happy ending so she can stop with this buffoonery? I mean, come on, Betty. Sorry, that was a really bad play on words. But seriously, like, can we not talk about innuendos and acts? Like, and she has a missing child's name in her title of this live when she's talking about these things.
been in contact with Magnolia? Is she back in Palm Beach? Are you ignoring her too? Do you disappear on her? Do you not answer your phone with her? Are you with those other women in those back?
And I'm going to just say this. It's my opinion that she was never with JLR. Ever. She may have thought she was, but I do not believe that they were dating ever. I believe they were colleagues, compatriots. They did, shady stuff together, but I do not believe they were ever dating. And that's probably why he, quote, disappeared, quote, never called, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Sounds like he ghosted her to me, and she just didn't get the hint.
Behind Chili's in the back seat of the car there, Jonathan, Mr. Christian guy. Just asking. I got all the secrets. Just asking. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm not saying it's happening. I'm not.
And what she may fail to realize is, how does her talking about this make her look? Because she's saying that she was with this person for over a year doing these types of activities. So does she not realize that calling other people out for these indiscretions actually calls herself out for these indiscretions? She's talking about herself.
I'm not saying it's happening. I'm just curious if it has. Would you tell old Bullhorn Betty if it had? I'm just asking. A couple women out here, they don't care if you're with Magnolia, just like Magnolia didn't care that you were with me. They're willing. You want me to have them meet you up there at the Chili's? Should I order you guys a round of margaritas with a nice salty rim for you there, Christian man? Oh, Chili's. Don't forget, cheap bastard. Right? The twofer special.
Do you have a picture of you and Chili's together, Betty? Because I'm sure you probably would get a picture. Did you go live? I mean, there's got to be some evidence, right? You're all about receipts. Where's the evidence that you were at Chili's with this guy?
With the margaritas? Always a hit with JLR. Oh.
Listen, when you can get a 2-for-1 beverage, adult beverage, there's no shame in that. When I was in college, we had what was called mug night. And this bar would sell these mugs. And if you brought your mug with you, you paid $10 to get in the bar, and you could drink as much as you wanted. There's no shame in saving money when it comes to adult beverages, Betty. So if you think that's a cheap date, then I guess a lot of us are cheap dates, because I don't know anybody who would pass that offer up. Just saying. Yeah, BOGO for the win.
Oh. Always a hit with JLR. How's that local Chili's? Hey, Magnolia, have you been up at that local Chili's? I kept wondering why he had to sit so far away from me when we were at the Chili's, but I didn't know about you for a solid year. Now I just realized you.
Wait, what? Wait, hold up. Wait a minute.
He's a hit with JLR. How's that local Chili's? Hey, Magnolia, have you been up at that local Chili's? I kept wondering why he had to sit so far away from me when we were at the Chili's.
I kept wondering why he had to sit so far away from me when we were at the Chili's. Well, if you were together, why wouldn't he sit with you? That's kind of a bizarre statement. Because even if you're friends with someone, they would sit with you, not far away from you. It's weird.
But I didn't know about you for a solid year. Now I just realized you must have been up there because, he was acting funny every time we went into Chili's. And I was like, well, why are you acting
so funny? So did she work at Chili's? I mean, what?
There. Oh, because you're bringing other broads.
What? She is so lying right now. So she's claiming that when she went on a date with this man, that he sat really far away from her because he was meeting other girls and she was too blind to see it. I'm sorry. If I go to a restaurant with someone, a friend, significant other, and they sit far away from me at a different table or in a different booth, and they're with some other person, I'm pretty sure I'm going to notice. This is 100% a lie. There's no way. There's no way she is this dumb. No way. Hey, extra spicy chile thinker. Pepper thinker, maybe. Chile thinker. It seems Betty was the only one in a relationship. Relationship was all in her head. I mean, she may think she is pregnant. I mean, I don't know, Curious, but that just doesn't make any sense at all. Or and actually, Curious, thank you for saying that, because I just thought, was it that JLR was on a date with Magnolia and someone named Betty decided to show up and that's why they were so far apart? I mean, was this in high school? Unfortunately, looking beyond, no. According to Betty, it was like a year ago. Year and a half ago? I mean, what? That makes no sense.
Got it. How many times? Yeah, have you been watching his bank receipts? Are you reconciling his banks? Do you know how often he goes to Chili's? Man, that'd suck if you see him at Chili's once a week and you're in Palm Beach.
What the fuck is she talking about?
Come on, Jonathan. How often are you going up to Chili's? Come on, tell us. There's only 835 people in here. We want to know.
Like, is that where he goes on dates? Is that what she's saying? I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't care about anyone's personal life. I'm just saying, based on JLR's lives and his activity and where he's at, what he's doing, I don't think he has time to go to Chili's as often as Betty is claiming. Especially at the one she's claiming. And how would she know he's going there so often if she wasn't there herself? Betty, are you driving cross state to check up on people?
About these Chili visits. I'm sorry. Chili's is near and dear to my. You know, I haven't been to Chili since I left you. I'm just saying, it just doesn't have the same flavor it once did. Oh, sorry.
She is so freaking gross. She's so gross. And if it makes you that sick, Betty, why are you talking about it? Why haven't you vomited on camera if it makes you that repulsed and sick?
So hopefully, this stuff calms down, but I think everybody needs to be kicking up a fuss about this because this was not them telling Joe Petito about Seth or about...
I know, right? Maybe he just really likes the fajitas there. I mean, come on. I mean, I love Applebee's boneless wings. I don't go there often, but that's what I order when I go. I mean, people have their favorite restaurants. She is something else.
I mean, Tony's record is impeccable. Let's be honest, okay? He's got an impeccable record. He has no criminal history that's been touted around. If you guys don't know that yet, let me just tell you.
Well, let her tell you she's done his background check, people. She's done his background check. She knows he doesn't have a criminal record.
That was a bunk history for a 40-year-old black man. And they didn't even try to change the date of it either. I mean, it clearly said 40-year-old black man. I kept pointing that out. Everybody's like, oh no, that's Tony. I'm like, no, it's not. So I ran Tony's background background check myself.
See, I knew she would say that because that's what she does on everyone. And who is she talking? Why did she bring up this 40-year-old black man? What does he have anything to do with this?
I didn't even see the checks that came up on my background check because it was so far back. But he did acknowledge that it was like from 30 or some years ago. And I'll be honest with you, I still have a bounce check with Walmart for $23 and I think 76.
Does she? Betty, I'm going to check because you know all your stuff is online, girlfriend. You know your stuff is still, and I don't see that she has any open cases unless a bounce check wouldn't be on. Like if they just didn't even bother going after her, but there's nothing still open on her record because I have it open right now. Everything is closed or retention has been met. And I don't see anything about Walmart.
$0.06 from like 1960 or 1999, 98.
Well, that's true, but that's in a different state. So I wonder, I guess it would depend too on what state the bounce check to Walmart occurred in.
So what? I don't know of anybody that has not had at least a bounce check once or twice, unless you're a millionaire, which none of us are. Well, if you are in my chat and you are a millionaire, I do take donations. I just thought I'd throw that out there to all my millionaires, just in case you guys want to be a sugar daddy or something like that. Betty's single.
God.
I'm just saying.
Oh, God. We're going to listen to that again. But first, there was a question in chat I wanted to look at. Where did it go? Oh, thank you, Remy. The African-American guy supposedly has the same name. Okay. Did she finally finish paying off the 2 credit cards because they were open? According to this, the last 2 are closed. Oh, one of them was dismissed, voluntary dismissed without prejudice. And the other one, it says notice of voluntary dismissal without prejudice. Yep. So somehow she gets out of things scot-free every single time. Hey, Cash.
Throw that out there to all my millionaires, just in case you guys want to be a sugar daddy or something like that. Betty's single. I'm just saying. I'll give you kisses here.
Oh my God. No one wants to kiss that dirty mouth. Like she was just talking so gross. Who wants to kiss that? Like, you know what? She should do like the dating game. That would be not only entertaining, but it would probably have a lot of people watch. Like she needs to do like, 3 guys volunteer as tribute. She can pretend she's Katniss. And she can do like Chuck Woolery. I don't know who could be the host. I mean, she could have someone volunteer to be Chuck Woolery and she can be on the dating game. I would watch it. Maybe we can find a few millionaires to, volunteer as tribute. Hey, Ariana.
I'm just saying. So, you know, we have to, one of the purposes of me coming here was to let you guys know truly what happened. And it is really sad and upsetting to me, as you guys can imagine. I know I'm making light of some of it, trying to make it uplifting, opposed to how horrible it truly, truly was that people would do that to a man that lost his daughter, that just wants to talk about his foundation.
And what has she done to parents who have either lost their children or who are still missing their children? She's done some pretty messed up, vulgar, nasty things as well. But again, she can do no wrong. She can do no wrong.
You know, people, like, they don't care what channels they go on. They care about the audience and how many.
And notice now she's like, oh, no one really cares. You know, I just really care about this guy. I mean, talk about Jekyll and Hyde.
People they can get information out to. And then I hear comments about how Joe Petito's making money off his daughter and all this other stuff. And it's horrible. Yet all these people can talk about it.
Well, here's the thing, Betty. You made a boatload of money off his daughter. A boatload. So if anyone should refrain from speaking about how much money or someone making money off their missing child, it shouldn't be you, because you made a shitload of money off his daughter. And that's exactly why your channel blew up. Why you got so many subs on TikTok. Or I should say followers on TikTok. Followers on TikTok. Subscribers on YouTube. Because you exploited his daughter's case.
Anything they want to, and they can do it on monetized channels, and they have the audacity to talk about a parent that wants to set up a loving foundation to help other people, and that is a money grab now. So we should just say all these nonprofits are we should just say, oh, no, the only people that are allowed to make money off of them are the people that don't know these people, right? They're the only ones that can set up something in the honor of their child. But no, they can't do it. It needs to be a stranger that does it. So they can make the money. They can have their nonprofit, but a real true person that has lost their child's not supposed to. It's beyond disgusting.
So
it's beyond absolutely intolerable in our civilized environment. And we need to start getting back to what we're willing to accept as human beings. We all have morals here. Okay? I did not realize a lot of this stuff, and I know people are going to twist the words and everything like that, but you guys know.
Oh, hang on a second. Sorry. I decided to show an older video of mine as my closing today, and I forgot to pause it.
How hard I've been working. I mean, hell, I was on the road for 2 solid years. I had no clue what was going on. I had no clue the wolf in sheep's clothing that I was with. I had no clue. Okay.
Unbelievable.
And then all of a sudden,
again, back to her.
All this stuff breaks off, and then my car breaks down. And I sat here literally for 3 months. I had nothing better to do than to watch everyone and to see what was going on. And it was like the blindness. That's the part about, you know, I was blind, but now I see. It's reality. Like, I can see, but I don't think that's what they're talking about seeing.
What?
You know? And I learned very much from being in the mysterious disappearance of Sebastian Rogers' group exactly what JLR was doing and exactly what his friends were doing. It was so clear on its face when I started monitoring and watching every little thing, because I had the time. I wasn't sleeping well because of all the stress. So I was literally working about 18 hours a day, you know? And I was able to see exactly what I needed to see. And that was when I had an abrupt, and you guys know, a very, very loud, abrupt exit from the crama, because you know what? I didn't know it was crama. I thought it was really true crime, you know? But I realized that there is true crime on this channel, and that is not it, or on this platform. And what we're getting from them is not it. And what I used to think was acceptable was no longer acceptable for me. And I'm hoping that you guys say it's no longer acceptable for you too, because what they just did to Joe Petito, of all people, was an abomination. It was disgusting.
Unreal.
It was thuggery. It was vile. It was bullshit.
All right. And speaking of bullshit, I do want to show you. I had gotten this screenshot because I was screenshotting a comment, and I had said to Sinner, I said, it looks like she's trying to poop. And so this image was created. So, you know, she says about, you know, all the BS and crap that comes out of people's mouths. Well, there you have it, Betty. Maybe that'll help you look less constipated. And now she's pissed at me. Look at her face. She is pissed at me for showing that.
And it needs to stop. Trying to control the will of another person you do not know is literally the most un-American and most third world country dictator bullshit you could.
Right. And yet Betty does it several times a day.
Ever do to a human being, and that is exactly what they did to Joe Petito.
She really needs to stop saying this man's
name.
Now,
in an hour, I hope you all still come over and support Seth Rogers and his show. I think it's going to be, you guys are going to see something that you guys have not seen before. Why? Because none of these assholes have what Seth has related to his own son. There is that. So if you would like to learn a little bit about Sebastian, and you would like to keep it about Sebastian and not this bullshit on these channels, then I hope you guys come over and join us and learn a little more about Sebastian, because at the end of the day, it's about making sure Sebastian is known, humanizing Sebastian, because he is a human being that doesn't deserve to be away from his father, and he has been gone for almost 6 months. And Jonathan Lee Riches, remember that text message I sent you about the things that I plan on doing? We can say that that is in full effect.
Oh, but you don't threaten people, do you, Betty? And I'm pretty sure he may not have gotten your text message, because if I were him, I would have your number blocked. Just saying, boo-boo.
At this moment. I'll be seeing you soon, sir. God bless the rest of you.
See? God bless the rest of you.
Have your coffee beans out. If you see something, say something, because an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe. But more importantly, let's not be the toxic shit here on TikTok and YouTube, and be better than them. And just be kind to thy neighbor. God bless.
She's such a fool. I mean, talk about hypocrisy and, you know, talking out of both sides of your neck. She's the one doing that. She's the one doing that. Oop, wrong window. All right, let me get down to, whoops. That was gross, though. That was way, StreamYard isn't moving along with me. Yeah, she was in a real crappy mood, that's for sure. So as I was, because she was talking about, POSs and things like that, I started thinking about, God, let me actually see what the date was this. The date on this was June 1st, 2023. So just over a year ago. And this was from when I had another co-host, and we were reviewing Betty talking about the victims of a quadruple murder in Moscow, Idaho. And I asked my co-host, I said, "Did you hear that?" And she just made this little giggle, and we lost it. So because we were talking, she's so vulgar and gross, and, talking about poo, or, pieces of poo, I'm going to, instead of my normal exit, I'm going to play you a video from back on June 1st, 2023. That some of you may not have seen, but I used to use this as my outro with my former co-host quite often. So, yeah, shortstop, I don't know if they will. I mean, I think that's what she wants, is to get attention. Even though she says, she's always like, people just use my content for clicks and views. I mean, she's not wrong. I get my most views when I review Betty. Yet at the same time, I think she wants attention. And if she doesn't get it, I mean, she's just going to keep doing what she's doing because she wants to elicit that response, because any attention is good attention for her. The gassy grifter. That's actually, that would be a good character center. All right, y'all. Well, I am way over my 2 hours, but I do appreciate everyone being here. It's been real, and it was good. I am going to be live at 8:30 about Maria Gomez Perez, who is a young girl who went missing from Gainesville, Georgia back on May 29th, 2024. She was located in Ohio with a 34-year-old that she met on Facebook. And, you know, having a niece who is middle school age, almost high school age, it is imperative that we talk about the fact that there are people online who are not good people. They have ill intentions, and these young kids, you know, for whatever reason, think they're what they're not. And I don't know, you know, what he may have pretended to be or what, but I did see his mugshot. He's a piece of garbage, complete piece of garbage. And I hope he rots. Just my 2 cents. All right, so let me share. So this is called Tootgate 2023. And this will be my outro. So I hope all of you have a great rest of your night. And if I don't see you on these YouTube streets, I will see you all on the flip side.
Maybe she, who knows? Who knows? Maybe she had a lonely night.
Bash, did you just hear that squeak?
Yes.
I'm such a 7th grade boy. Hold on.
Right? Maybe he was supposed to come over to the house. Maybe she, who knows? Who knows? Maybe she had a lonely night. Maybe she was intoxicated and called him up, and he's thinking they're going.
Yep.
I'm
what I thought it
sorry,
was.
guys. It's not a funny situation, but I can't help it. Oh, Lord.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe she had a lonely.
That was clearly a fart. Now, come on.
Oh my God, I'm such a kid.
She didn't even acknowledge it either. She just kept on blabbing.
Oh boy.
I was hollering for slow-mo, slow-mo.
All right, I'll do slow-mo.
Y'all
But
are crazy.
I'm going on mute, y'all, because I'm literally crying.
Yeah, Blank Scream's mom says a premeditated fart. You'll hear the
We'll do half and see how that is.
Federal Bureau of the
The Flatulence Bureau investigation. That's what I was thinking.
People are killing me. Oh my God.
Maybe he was supposed to come over to the house. Maybe she. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe she had a lonely night. Maybe he was supposed to come over to the house. Maybe she. Who knows?
It's fun acting like a 12-year-old every now and then.
No, 7th grade boy. All they do is talk about farts and poo. Oh my gosh. Okay, so
Oh,
someone mail her some Gas X and baby wipes. I wonder if that's on her wish list.
get her some vino.
That's what I was just thinking. All right, yeah. I think we're gonna just end with this because I
Oh
think, like,
God. Blank Screen's mom says I want to hear that fart through a bullhorn. Oh my God, y'all are crazy.
all right, let's listen to it on slow-mo and then we're gonna call it.
He was supposed to come over to the house. Maybe she. Who knows?
Here it comes.
Who knows?
Let it take me to that place now. I won't ever let my thoughts get away now. I got better things to do, picking fate now. I just wanna be the best, call me great now. I don't know if I'm okay or insane now. I remember better days on the playground, hoping I can find my way. Even when I'm feeling down, I fight. Even when I don't know what is right, I'ma pick a side and I'ma take pride. I will decide my fate and I will never let them tell me who I am. If you try to shape me, I'll be damned. Planet on the ground is where I stand. Never give up, that was always the plan. It's so cold outside. I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside. I'm alone.